गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगिता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। तं सूर्यं जगतां नाथं ज्ञानविज्ञानमोक्षदं महापापहरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहम्। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। अस्तु। So last class we had a small confusion with the Panchami Vibhakti, a couple of sutras. So let us go over that once again and then we'll move on. Okay, so I'm sharing the document. Are you all able to see? So here, last class we stopped at, we actually did the whole thing, but Panchami Vibhakti, until there we are clear. Okay, so we are on page number, in the Karaka book, we are on page number 42. Let us go back to, we are clear with 40, 41. 42 also we are clear. We had a question in 43 with the Vibhasha Gunestriyam. That is one thing we had doubt with, one sutra. And the other sutra is on page number 44, Durantikarthebhyah Dvitiya. So these two will cover. So we are on page number 43 in the Karaka book. Okay. So the sutra is Vibhasha Gunestriyam. So Gune Astriyam in the Padavibhaga. Vibhasha Gune Astriyam. That is the Padavibhaga. Astriyam means when it is not a Strilinga Shabda. Gune means when it is a Gunavachaka Shabda. And Vibhasha is optionally. So optionally we will get Panchami Vibhakti when when the word is indicating a Gunavachaka Shabda and when it is not a Strilinga Shabda. And in Anuvritti, we have Hetav also. Means, so that word also should be the Hetu. It should be the reason of the Kriya to happen, for the Kriya to happen. So it has to be a Hetu, it has to be a Gunavachaka Shabda, and it should not be a Strilinga Shabda. These are the three conditions that we have. Then optionally that word will get Panchami Vibhakti. So here for this sutra, what is given in Ashtadhyayi is Hetau iti vartate gune Hetau astrilinge vibhasha panchami vibhaktihi bhavati. So whatever we said right now, so it has to be a Hetuvachaka Shabda, Gunavachaka Shabda, and it should not be a Strilinga Shabda, then Vikalpena Panchami Vibhaktihi Bhavati. And examples are Jadyat Baddhaha, Jadyena Baddhaha. Since Vibhasha is there, means Vikalpena. So by default, that which is Hetu will get Trutiya Vibhakti. That which is the Hetu, the reason for the Kriya to happen, will get Trutiya Vibhakti by default. But here, Vikalpena, if the word is a Gunavachaka Shabda and if it is not a Strilinga Shabda, then Panchami also can happen. So we have two forms, Jadyat Baddhaha, Jadyena Baddhaha. Pandityat Muktaha, Pandityena Muktaha. Gunagrahanam Kim. So why the Gunavachaka Shabda? Why? Because Dhanena Kulam. So here Dhana is not a Gunavachaka Shabda. So it will not get Panchami Vibhakti. Okay? Astriyam iti Kim. Why this condition? So Buddhya Muktaha. Buddhihi is a Strilinga Shabda. So when the Strilinga Shabda comes, we don't use Panchami. So the Prayoga will be only Buddhya Muktaha. Similarly, Prajnaya Muktaha. So here Prajna also is a Strilinga Shabda. Though it is a Gunavachaka Shabda, because it is a Strilinga Shabda, the Panchami Vibhakti form will not be there. Only the Strilinga form. Similarly, here also Buddhihi is also a Gunavachaka Shabda, but it is a Strilinga Shabda, so Panchami Vibhakti na bhavati. So here, since we used this Hetau, I simply wrote the sutra also, Hetau. Okay. So, Phalasadhana yogyaha padartaha loke hetuhu iti uchyate. So, that which is used, Phalasadhana yogyaha padartaha, to obtain that result of that action, what is being used, that is called hetuhu. The reason. Okay. Tadvachinaha trutiya vibhaktihi bhavati. So that Shabda will get the trutiya vibhakti. Like dhanena kulam, kanyaya shokaha, vidyaya yashaha. Okay, this has nothing to do with Panchami Vibhakti, but since we are taking the Anuvritti from this sutra, I simply wrote it down also. Okay, so now let us look at the Karaka book. Let us once read through this sutra what is given here. Shanaihi shanaihi gacchati alasyat alasyena va. Okay, shanaihi shanaihi gacchati alasyat alasyena va. Alasyam means like laziness. Okay, so because of the laziness, somebody is going very slowly. Shanaihi shanaihi. So vibhasha gune striyam. Gune hetau panchami va syat. Okay. Strilinge tu panchami na bhavati. Atra alasyam iti gunavachaka shabdaha. Shanaihi gamane alasyam hetuhu. Ataha alasyat panchami bhavati. Panchamyaha vikalpena vidhanat panchamyaha abhave hetau iti sutrena trutiya bhavati. So here the condition is Hetau, the Trutiya Vibhakti is also there. When Panchami Vibhakti, here Panchamyaha Vikalpena Vidhanat, Panchamyaha Abhave, Hetau iti Sutrena Trutiya Bhavati. If it is a Gunavachaka Shabda, if it is a Hetu, if it is not a Strilinga Shabda, then Panchami kind of takes the priority. If it is Vikalpena, Trutiya Vibhakti also you can use. Both we can say have equal priority. When it is a Gunavachaka Shabda, when it is a Gunavachaka Shabda and a Hetu and not a Strilinga, then either Tritiya or Panchami can happen. Ataha Hetu Tritiyayaha Vikalpena Gunam Prati Apavada Bhuta Panchami iti Gneyam. So, Hetu Tritiyayaha. For a word which is a Hetu, which is the reason for the Kriya to happen, Tritiyayaha Vikalpena Gunam Prati, if it is also a Gunavachaka Shabdam, Apavada Bhuta Panchami iti Gneyam. So then the Tritiya Vibhakti, this Hetu, this Hetau, this Sutra's Apavadam means exception. Apavada Bhuta Panchami iti Gneyam. So for a word which is a Hetuvachaka Shabda, by default Tritiya Vibhakti. If that word is also a Gunavachaka Shabda, then Panchami Vibhakti will take priority. So Apavada Bhuta Panchami. Okay. So Apavadam means the Prathama Sutra will be temporarily put on hold and the alternate Sutra will take priority. That is Apavada, like an exception. So Dandat Ghataha iti prayogaha chintyaha eva. Yadyapi Ghatasya Dandaha Hetuhu Tathapi Gunavachakadeva Panchami Bhavati Ityuktatvat Panchami na. So Dandat Ghataha. Here in the making of a pot, a stick is a Hetu. It is a Hetu. But it is not a Gunavachaka Shabda. So it cannot take Panchami. So Dandat Ghataha is not a Shuddha Prayoga. Dandena Ghataha only we have to take. Dandaha tu na gunaha. Ataha Dandena Ghataha ityeva prayogaha. Prajnayaha muktihi ityapi na bhavati. Prajnayaha. Here the Prajna Shabda is in Panchami Vibhakti. This also will not happen. Why? Yadyapi Prajna gunaha mukte hetuhu cha. So to obtain the mukti, it is hetu. Prajna is hetu. But still, strilinge na bhavati. If the word is in strilinga, it will not get Panchami Vibhakti. Because of that, iti nishedat Panchami na bhavati. Prajnayaha stritvat. Okay, since the Shabda Prajna is a strilinga Shabda, because of that reason, though it is a hetu and though it is a Gunavachaka Shabda, Panchami Vibhakti will not apply. So Prajnaya Muktihi. The Tritiya Vibhakti only will apply. So that is about Vibhasha Gune Striyam. Anantaram. Parvataha Vanniman Dhumat. Nasti Ghato Anupalabdehe. Nasti Ghataha Anupalabdehe. That is the Padavibhaga there. Now here, this is where we had the confusion. So let us look at it carefully. Atra Vanhi Jnanasya Dhumaha Hetuhu. So we see smoke and we decide that there is fire. Wherever that smoke is coming from, we decide there is the fire. So that knowledge that the fire is there. Parvataha Vanhiman Dhumat. So the mountain is, has a smoke, has fire. Vanhiman means that which has Vanhi. So the Parvata has a fire on it. Why are we saying that? Because we saw the smoke, Dhumat. So here Dhuma is the reason for us to say that the mountain has fire on it. We are unable to see fire with our eyes. It is somewhere, because fire is not very big, it is in a small quantity. So we are not able to see it. We are only able to see the smoke. But looking at the smoke, we are saying there is fire on the mountain. So Dhumaha Hetuhu. Ataha Dhumat Panchami. So Dhuma Shabda will get Panchami Vibhakti. So Dhuma is the reason, it is Hetu. And what else? Can we say it is a Gunavachaka Shabda? No, it is not a Gunavachaka Shabda, right? Dhuma is not a Gunavachaka, it is not a quality. It is a smoke is smoke. It is not a quality. But still, this Prayoga is there. Parvataha Vanhiman Dhumat. Dhumat is in Panchami Vibhakti. But in the prior sutra, we said, unless it is a Gunavachaka Shabda, it will not get Panchami Vibhakti. So that Prayoga is there, keep it aside. Anantaram, Ghata Bhavasya Anupalabdihi Hetuhu. So here nasti ghataha anupalabdhehe. Ghata bhava means ghata abhava. Abhava means absence. Absence of the ghata. Why do we say there is absence of ghata? Because that perception is not there. Like when do they use this kind of prayoga is in Nyaya Shastram, they use this to, I will not go into very much of the details, but all this terminology is taken from Nyaya Darshanam. So there is Mrit to start with. From the Mrit only the Ghata is coming. But in the Mrit itself, there is no Ghata. We cannot see the pot in the Mrit. So Ghata Bhavaha Asti. Why? Because that perception is not there. Perception of the pot is not there, just in the mud. Similarly, after the pot is made, if somebody breaks it, there also there is abhava of ghata. That is another kind of abhava. The absence of the ghataha in the mrit. This is another kind of abhava. In abhava also we have several kinds. So only for you to understand why this ghata bhava is mentioned, I am saying that. Anupalabdhihi. So anupalabdhihi means we are saying there is no pot because of the non-perception, because the pot cannot be perceived. Another abhava is also there. Pot is somewhere else. It is not right in front of you. So you are not able to see the pot. But pot is there. You cannot simply say pot is not there. Just because the pot is not right in front of you, you cannot simply say pot is not there. But that is another kind of abhava. So somebody says pot is not there. Why? Because it is not there right in front of them. That is another kind of abhava. The padartha is there, but since that perception is not there, you can say there is ghata bhavaha. Okay, so these are all the kinds of abhava that will be discussed in the Nyaya Darshanam. That anupalabdhihi means non-perception, unable to see. Unable to see for whatever reason. It may not yet been created, only mrit is there. It is created but has been broken, so the shape of the pot cannot be seen, only broken pieces. So the ghatasya perception is not there, anupalabdhihi is there. And then otherwise it is not right in front of you, it is somewhere else. So that kind of abhava is also there. So for whatever reason, nasti ghataha anupalabdhehe. Here anupalabdhihi is the hetu. Okay, you are saying that the ghata is not there because of the non-perception, because you are unable to see it. Okay, that anupalabdhehe is in panchami vibhakti. Ataha anupalabdhehe panchami. Nanu dhumaha na gunaha. Okay, dhuma is not a guna. Anupalabdhihi yadyapi gunaha tathapi strilinge vartate. Anupalabdhihi is the guna only, that unable to see. It is a guna, gunavachaka shabda, but it is in strilinga. Okay, so if it is in strilinga, panchami should not happen, but panchami happened. Okay, so in the first case, dhuma is not a gunavachaka shabda. So, but still panchami vibhakti happened. In the second example, anupalabdhihi is a strilinga shabda. So panchami should not happen, but still it took the panchami vibhakti. So how? Ataha vibhasha gune striyam iti sutrena dhumat anupalabdhehe ityanayoho katham panchami. So based on this vibhasha gune striyam, how can these two get panchami vibhakti? Agunavachakat strilingat cha panchamyaha nishedhat iti chet. So it has already been told by that sutra that agunavachaka shabda cannot get panchami, strilinga shabda cannot get panchami. So how can this happen? Atra idam samadhanam akartari rine panchamyaha. That is one sutra. And then vibhasha gune striyam. This is another sutra. We have two sutras here. Akartari rine panchamyaha. That is the sutra number 24. Vibhasha gune striyam. That is the sutra number 25. Iti sutra kramaha ashtadhyayam. Now let us once look at the screen again, the document that I am sharing. Here I wrote down again these three sutras in a sequence. Okay. First, before looking at the three sutras, let us see Akartari Rine Panchami. let us see what this sutra means. And here we have the anuvritti of hetau. Okay, this sutra comes as anuvritti. Means it has to be a hetuvachaka shabda. Hetau iti vartate. Kartruvarjitam yat rinam hetuhu. Tataha panchami vibhaktihi bhavati. Tritiya apavadaha yogaha. So here the karta. Kartruvarjitam, akartari it says. So kartruvarjitam yat runam hetuhu. Okay, tataha panchami. So shatat baddaha, sahasrat baddaha. So shatat baddaha means he is bound by a loan of 100 rupees or 100 gold coins or whatever. Okay, shatat baddaha. So that person has been bound by this loan. Okay, so here this shata shabda is not a kartruvachaka shabda. Okay, and it is indicating rinam. Rinam is debt. So that rinam should be the hetu. The reason of that baddaha is the rinam. He was bound by a loan of, by a debt of 100. Okay, so here the action of baddaha is happening because of the rinam, because of the loan. So akartari rine panchami. So that shabda should not indicate the kartrivachaka shabda, and it should indicate rinam, and only then it will get panchami vibhakti. So shatat baddaha, sahasrat baddaha by 1,000 rupees. Akartari iti kim shatena bandhitaha. So why akartari is mentioned specifically? Why? Because see this sentence, shatena bandhitaha. So here, bandhitaha, he has been bound by a debt of 100 rupees. He has been bandhitaha. He has been bound by a debt of 100 rupees. So here, how can we take prayojaka karta? This becomes prayojaka karta. Okay. So mata balakena pathayati or pachayati. Mata balakena pachayati. So here balakena will be the prayojaka karta because the action is being done by balaka. He is the one who is cooking. But mata is the one who inspired him to cook or made him cook. Right? So mata will be prayojaka karta and prayojya karta will be balakaha, right? So here shatena, saha shatena bandhitaha. So this will be prayojya karta, right? So shatam rinam cha bhavati. Here what is this shatam rinam cha bhavati? This shatam will be the rinam basically. Okay, so prayojakatvat kartru sanyakam. So here this got the shata shabda got the kartru sanya. So that is why here when here it got kartru sanya, so it cannot be panchami. So that is why in the sutra akartari, only when it is not a kartru padam, only then it will get panchami. Because there can be a sentence where the shata, which is indicating the rinam, shatam rinam cha bhavati. It is indicating the rinam. Just because it is indicating rinam, we cannot write it in panchami. Because here it is acting as a kartrupadam. So only when it is not kartrupadam, only when it is acting as hetu. Only when it is a hetu and when it indicates rinam, and when it is not a kartruvachaka shabdam, only then it will get panchami. So that is the meaning of this sutra. Now let us go here, these two sutras. So now you are familiar with akartari rine panchami and vibhasha gune striyam. We discussed both these sutras, you understand them well. This is the 24th and this is the 25th. Here the anuvritti is hetau and here the anuvritti is hetau and panchami. This panchami comes from apadane panchami. Okay, this is coming from that sutra. So now here what here in this book, Karaka book, it is given is, he wants us to split this sutra, Vibhasha Gune Striyam, into two parts. Vibhasha is one part, Gune Striyam is the other part. When you split this sutra into two parts, vibhasha, so it is following akartari rine panchami is followed by vibhasha, which is followed by gunestriyam. That is how the sutra krama will be now. Akartari rine panchami followed by vibhasha followed by gunestriyam. So here vibhasha. When you take vibhasha from the previous sutra, akartari rine panchami, it will take panchami. It will take panchami from akartari rine panchami. It will take panchami as anuvritti. So the sutra will become vibhasha panchami. Simply vibhasha panchami. This gunestriyam is not there here. Vibhasha panchami. So since the gunestriyam is not there, this part vibhasha panchami will now support these two example sentences that we took. Parvataha vanhiman dhumat. Here dhuma is the hetu. It is the hetu, but it is not a gunavachaka shabda. But still it got panchami vibhakti. Why? By this vibhasha panchami. Hetu is already there in the anuvritti, so it is a hetu. Optionally, it will take panchami vibhakti, though it is not a gunavachaka shabda, because that guna is split. Okay, it is in the second part. It is not in this part. Here also, astriyam is also not there in vibhasha panchami. So, nasti ghataha anupalabdhehe. Anupalabdhihi is a strivachaka shabda. But that restriction is not there in this first part, vibhasha panchami. So, by this sutra, the gunavachaka and the stri linga shabda do not matter. So based on that, these two sentences, we can consider them as correct. The dhuma shabda and anupalabdhi shabda can take the panchami vibhakti, though dhuma is not a gunavachaka and anupalabdhi is a strivachaka shabda. Still they will get panchami vibhakti by this part of the sutra. Okay. And this one, gunestriyam, the second part, will take, will get anuvritti vibhasha from the previous sutra and panchami from the previous. So this will act as the previous original sutra. This will act as the original sutra, vibhasha gunestriyam. There will be no difference. Okay. So that second part of the sutra will still behave like the original sutra. Whereas this first part, vibhasha, which has been split, will only take the anuvritti of panchami and it will become vibhasha panchami. So here, for this part, it does not have the restriction of this guna and astriyam. So that is how these two can be still be shuddha prayoga. Now let us read what is given here. Okay, on page number 43, we came until Atra idam samadhanam akartari rine panchamyaha okay vibhasha gunestriyam iti sutra kramaha ashtadhyayam. Tatra vibhasha gunestriyam iti sutram dvidha vibhajyate. Vibhasha iti ekam sutram gunestriyam iti dvitiyam sutram. Vibhasha ityatra akartari rine panchami iti sutrat panchami iti anuvartate, means anuvritti. Anuvritti rupena panchami iti bhavati. Vibhasha panchami bhavati. So by taking the panchami from the previous sutra as anuvritti, the sutra will now become vibhasha panchami. Iti sutrasya arthaha. Gunestriyam iti dvitiya sutre vibhasha iti panchami iti cha anuvartate. In the second part, after splitting, the gunestriyam will get vibhasha and panchami as anuvritti. Purvoktam vakyadvayam asya sutrasya udaharanam. Purvoktam vakyadvayam means parvataha vanhiman dhumat nasti ghatonupalabdhehe. Those two are the purvoktam vakyadvayam, are the examples of this vibhasha panchami. Asya sutrasya udaharanam. Ittam sutram vibhajya vyakyanat shishtanam prayoge sati kvachit agunadapi strilingadapi panchami vikalpena bhavati iti jneyam. So basically in the vyakyanas, Shishtanam. Shishta means scholars, vyakarana scholars. Shishtanam prayoge sati. Okay, they have written in these vyakyanas, kvachit, sometimes, agunadapi. For a word which is not a gunavachaka shabda, strilingadapi, a word which is in strilinga, panchami vikalpena bhavati, iti gneyam. Panchami vibhakti will happen even if it is not a gunavachaka shabda and even if it is a strilinga shabda. So that is the meaning here. So basically, we have to take into consideration these two sutras, Akartari Rine Panchami and Vibhasha Gunestriyam. And by splitting this, Vibhasha will get Anuvritti of Panchami from the 24th sutra and it will become Vibhasha Panchami. So thus avoiding the restriction of the Gunavachaka and the Strilinga. So these two sentences are supported by this sutra. And these are, see, the Paniniya Sutra is only Vibhasha Gunestriyam. But because of such applications, the Vyakyanam has been written to support that. Okay. So that is the reason why the Vyakyanas are also equally important. Sometimes just the Paniniya Sutra will not explain everything. There will be some exceptional cases which are not supported by the sutras because the sutras are written to cover the most common usage. So here and there some exceptions, if they are, those are important exceptions, they will be handled again in the sutras. But some exceptions are not worth to write a special sutra for them because they are very rarely used and very rare application will be there. So those will be covered in the Vyakyanas, sometimes in the Vartikas, sometimes only in the Vyakyanas, in the Bhashyam and all. Okay, so is that clear now, this particular part of this sutras, these two sutras? Okay, so after this, the next doubt we had was, this one was clear. Prithak vina nana bhihi tritiyantarasyam. That was fine. Prithak vina nana. All those three will get Tritiya vibhakti as well as Panchami vibhakti. That is straightforward. So the next doubt we had was in the next one. Durantikarthaihi shashtyanyanyatarasyaam. Okay. So here these two sutras, actually last week when I was reading, I did not notice the difference between these two. Durantikarthaihi shashtyanyatarasyaam is one sutra. The next sutra, 35th sutra is Durantikardhebhyaha. Durantikarthebhyaha. In the above sutra, Durantikarthaihi. So there is a difference. I somehow missed that difference in the last class. So Durantikarthaihi and in here Durantikarthebhyaha. There is quite a difference in the meaning. So here Durantikarthaihi shashtyanyatarasyaam. So here what it means is Durantikarthaihi etaihi yoge. Etaihi yoge means Dura and Antika. Etaihi yoge shashti syat. Etaihi yoge means the words which are used in connection with Dura and Antika. The words which are used in connection with these two words, those words will get shashti vibhakti, not the Dura shabda or the Antika shabda. Okay, so here etaihi yoge shashti syat. Panchami cha. Panchami also can happen. Shashti or Panchami. Durantikarthaihi iti kathanat. Durarthakanam antikarthakanam paryayanam api grahanam. Ataha Durantikarthaihi shabdaihi saha yoge shashti bhavati panchami cha. So the shabdas are Dura and Antika. Antikarthaihi, that artha indicates all other words which have the same meaning as Dura and Antika. The words which are used with these Dura, Antika and other words which have the same meaning as Dura and Antika, those other words will get Panchami or Shashti. So here if you see, Gramat Duram Nagaram, Duram. The word which is used with duram is grama shabda, because we are comparing the distance from the grama. So gramat duram nagaram. The nagaram is far from the village. So gramat Panchami is happening. Shashti also can happen. So gramasya duram nagaram. Okay. So the word which is used with duram is getting Panchami or Shashti. Similarly, grihat antikam goshtam. Grihat. Grihasya antikam goshtam. So antikam indicates near. So here grihasya, close to the house, there is goshtam, the cow shed. Okay. So grihat or grihasya. Panchami or Shashti syat. And since it says that other words which are similar in meaning to these words, we have a few other sentences. So gramat duram nagaram atra durena yogaha gramasya. With the word dura, the word that is being used with the word dura is grama. Ataha gramat panchami prakrita sutrena. So the grama shabda will get panchami by this sutra. Similarly, grihat antikam goshtam. Atra antikena yogaha grihasya. So the word that is used with antika is griha shabda. Ataha grihat panchami prakrita sutrena. By the current sutra, grihat will get panchami. Okay. Paryayanamapi grahanat. Gramat viprakrishtam nagaram. So since paryayanamapi means the synonymous words of dura. Viprakrishtam is another word for dura. So with that word also grama shabda will get panchami or shashti. So gramat viprakrishtam nagaram. Grihat nikatam goshtam. So here nikatam is like anyatara. Antikam. Antikam. So it means near. Ityatra api panchami bhavati. Panchamyaha abhave anenaiva sutrena shashti bhavati. Okay. If the panchami is not happening for whatever reason, then shashti will also happen. So gramasya duram nagaram grihasya antikam goshtam. So all these applications are there. So this part is also clear. But what we have to remember is durantikarthaihi. So with the words, whatever words are used along with the words dura, antika and synonyms of these words, that word which is used with these words will get shashti or panchami. Now let us look at this one. Gramasya durat viprakrishtat vanamasti vrikshasya antikat nikatat gauha asti. Durantikartebhyah dvitiya. Okay. Durantikartebhyah dvitiya. Here the dvitiya vibhakti will be applied to the durantika shabdas itself, not to the other words which are used along with the dura and antika. Durantikardebhyah dvitiya. And trutiya panchami api syat. So durantikarthebhyah shabdebhyah dvitiya syat panchami trutiya api. Okay. So all these three vibhaktis can happen with the dura and antika shabdas. So these three vibhaktis will be applied to the dura and antika shabda itself, not to the words which are used along with these, as per this sutra. So durantikarthebhyah iti kathanat durarthakanam antikarthakanam paryayanam api grahanam. So not only to the dura and antika shabda, other shabdas which have the same meaning as dura and antika will also get dvitiya, panchami and trutiya. Okay. Ayamatra visheshaha. Purva sutrena means in the above we saw durantikarthaihi shashtyanyatarasyaam. Durantikarthaihi yoge tadarthanvitat panchami shashti cha vibhaktihi vihita. Anena sutrena tu. So in the previous sutra, what is told is the words which are used along with the dura and antika and other synonyms of those will get panchami and shashti. Anena sutrena, by this sutra, by the current sutra, durantikardebhyah shabdebhyah eva. So the dura and antika shabdas themselves, vibhaktayah vihitaha. These vibhaktis will be applied to the dura shabda and antika shabda itself. The previous sutra is saying the words which are used with the dura and antika will get the shashti and panchami. This sutra is saying the dura and antika shabdas themselves will get Dvitiya, Tritiya and Panchami. Vibhaktinam artha api pratipadikaartha eva. So what this sentence means is the vibhaktis will be applied to these shabdas, right? The Dura, Antika. But the Dura and Antika shabdas are also avyayas. Means avyayas are also there, regular shabdas are also there. The Namavachaka shabdas are also there. So this applies to Namavachaka shabdas. This applies to the regular shabdas, not the avyayas. To clarify that, vibhaktinam artaha api pratipadikaartaha eva. So pratipadikaartaha is usually only for a shabda, not for a avyayam, right? So in that sense, these vibhaktis should be applied only to the pratipadika dura shabda and the pratipadika Antika Shabda, not for the Avyaya Dura Shabda and not for the Avyaya Antika Shabda. To clarify that, that is given. Satyam Yadhikaranecha. Okay, by that sutra also, iti sutrena api durantikartebhyaha saptami vihita. So there is this sutra which we will come when we are studying the Saptami Vibhakti. As per that sutra, Dura and Antika Shabdas will also get Saptami. So they will get Dvitiya, Tritiya, Panchami and Saptami. They will get any of these four Vibhaktis. Prakrita Sutrena tu Dvitiya, Panchami, Tritiya cha iti tisraha Vibhaktayaha Vihitaha. By the current sutra, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti, Panchami. By that other sutra, Saptam Yadhikarane cha, by that sutra, the Saptami Vibhakti. But right now we are in this chapter, so only these three. But of course, the example is given even for the Saptami Vibhakti. Okay, so here now we will look at the sentences. Gramasya Duram Vanam Asti. Okay, so here Duram Shabda is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Gramasya Durena Vanam Asti. Here Durena is in Tritiya Vibhakti. Gramasya Durat Vanam Asti. So Durat Panchami Vibhakti. All these three Vibhaktis are mentioned by this Durantikartebhyaha Dvitiya, the 2.3.35. Gramasya Dure Vanam Asti. Dure Saptami Vibhakti. That is by the Saptami Adhikaranecha. By that sutra, the Dura Shabda got Saptami Vibhakti. Now here, what you have to also notice is Gramasya is in Shashti Vibhakti. That Shashti Vibhakti to the Grama Shabda is by the previous sutra, Durantikartaihi Shashtyanyatarasyam. So this Grama Shabda got Shashti Vibhakti because of that sutra. Why? Because it is being used with the Dura Shabda. So it got Shashti. It can also get Panchami. So you can write another 4 sentences. Gramat Duram Vanamasti. Gramat Durena Vanamasti. Gramat Durat Vanamasti. Gramat Dure Vanamasti. Like that, we can write another 4 sentences based on the previous sutra. Now the second set of sentences is Vrikshasya Antikam Gauh Asti. Antikam, near, right? So close to the tree, there is a cow. Vrikshasya Antikena Gauh Asti. Vrikshasya Antikat Gauh Asti. Vrikshasya Antike Gauh Asti. So here, by this current sutra, the Dvitiya, Tritiya and Panchami, by the Saptamyadhikaranecha, the Saptami Vibhakti, Antike. Now Vrikshasya is in Shashti Vibhakti by the previous sutra. Durantikarthaihi Shashtyanyatarasyam. And then again Panchami can also be applied. So Vrikshat Antikam Gauh Asti. Vrikshat Antikena Gauh Asti. Vrikshat Antikat Gauh Asti. Vrikshat Antike Gauh Asti. Atra Purvokteshu Adyeshu Chaturshu Vakyeshu Gramasya iti avashishteshu chaturšu vakyeshu vrikshasya iti cha shruyate. Tatra gramat iti vrikshat ityati api prayoktum shakyate. Durantikartaihi shashtyanyatarasyam iti sutra balat. So that is what we just discussed, right? So the same sentences can be written using the Panchami Vibhakti for the Grama Shabda and the Vriksha Shabda by applying the previous sutra. Evancha punaha ashtau vakyani sambhavanti iti phalitam. So we will get another 8 sentences totally. So idamatra vigneyam. Durah panthaha nikatah gramah ityadau dura shabdah nikata shabdascha satvavachinau अर्थात द्रव्यवाचिनौ असत्ववचने एव पूर्वोक्ताः चतस्रः विभक्तयः सत्ववचने तु विशेष्यानुसारेण विभक्तयः भवन्ति यथा दूरः पन्थाः दूराय पथे दूरस्य पथः इत्यादि सत्वं नाम लिङ्गसङ्ख्यान्वयि so here satvavachinau satva sat asat right so sat means like materialistic objects we can say so here durah panthaah nikatah gramah here the dura and the nikata shabdas are with respect to satvavachinau arthat dravyavachinau if they are used in the sense of when they are indicating a materialistic words like durah panthaah okay and nikatah gramah in that sense when they are used with satvavachinau arthat in the meaning of the materialistic objects then they will the previous two sutras will not apply. The previous two sutras will apply only in asatva vachane eva. Okay, so here asatva vachanam means duram is like far away, so it is a distance, it is not like a material, right? But here durah panthaha, how is it this durah is more like a visheshana to panthaha. It is more like a visheshana, that which is far. What is that? The path that is far. So here durah is indicating a path, so it is not asatva vachana, it is a sattva vachana. So the previous two sutras will not apply to this dura. Similarly nikatah gramah, nikatah is indicating that which is close, and what is that which is close? The village. So nikatah here is indicating the village, like uttamaha balakah. Here the uttamaha is indicating the balakah, right? So similarly here also the dura and the nikata shabdas are indicating sattva vachana, not asatva vachana. That is why the previous two sutras will not apply in this case, and here the prayoga will be like this: durah panthaha nikatah gramah. And depending on the context of the sentence, they can take other vibhaktis also. Duraya pathe, okay, durasya pathaha, like that. The vibhaktis can change like based on how they are used in the sentence. Sattvam nama linga sankhyanvayi. So sattva means one thing is materialistic objects, and another thing is linga and vachana can be applied to those. Okay. Okay, so that finishes this Panchami Vibhakti. Karma Pravachaniya Panchami we covered in the Karma Pravachaniya topic. We had a few cases where a word will get Karma Pravachaniya Sanya, and Karma Pravachaniya Sanya will get Panchami. Okay, we covered that in that section. So with that we complete the Panchami Vibhakti. Any questions? And before that, there is one small other thing I wanted to mention. Here, this one. Karanecha stokalpa krichra katipa yasya sattva vachanasya. So here stoka, alpa, krichra, katipaya ityetebhyaha asatva vachanebhyaha karane karake अन्यतरस्यां तृतीया भवति पंचम्यत्र पक्षे विधीयते तृतीया तु करण इत्येव सिद्धा. So here when these words are used, stoka which means little, I misspelled it, alpa means also little, krichra means difficulty, katipaya means some. In these meanings when these words are used, tritiya vibhakti api bhavati, panchami vibhakti api bhavati. So tritiya in the sense of karana karakam. Yada tu dharmamatram karanataya vivakshyate na dravyam tada stokadinam asatva vachanata. So basically what the same thing is explained here, even if a little bit of dravya padartham indication is there, then tritiya vibhakti, karanam, karana karakam will come into picture. So say for example, stokat muktaha, stokena muktaha. So stokat, little. Okay, with a little effort, he obtained mukti. Okay, stokena muktaha. Alpat muktaha, alpena muktaha. Meaning wise, it is the same. With little effort, he obtained mukti. Krichrat muktaha, krichrena muktaha. With a lot of difficulty, he obtained mukti. Katipayat muktaha, katipayena muktaha. Okay, so here both the vibhaktis are applied. Asatva vachanaha, vachanasya iti kim. So here asatva vachanasya is there in the sutra. Okay. Stokena vishena hataha. So this is under Panchami. So here the Tritiya Vibhakti will be there by default. The Panchami Vibhakti is applied only for asatva vachanam. So here stokena vishena. Here visham. Visham is a padartha. Little visham. Here stoka is used to indicate a materialistic thing. Asatva sattva vachanam. Okay, visham is a sattva vachanam. So stoka is indicating a sattva vachanam. So here Panchami will not apply. Only the Tritiya Vibhakti will be there. Stokena vishena hataha. Alpena madhuna mattaha. So he got drunken by very little liquor. So karana iti kim kriya visheshane karmani ma bhut. Stokam munchati. So if it is here karana is also mentioned in the sutra. Why karana is mentioned particularly? Because stokam munchati. Here stokam is used as a kriya visheshana. It is not a karana karakam. So here stoka cannot get tritiya or panchami. Okay, tritiya maybe it can get, but panchami it cannot get. So that is why the karana karakam it should be. The word should be a karana karakam of that sentence. It should be a asatva vachana, and only then it will get panchami. Tritiya is already there by default. The panchami vibhakti part is mentioned by this sutra. So it will get panchami vibhakti only if it is a karana vachaka shabda, not a kriya vachaka shabda. Asatva vachanam only. It should not be a sattva vachanam like here, stokena vishena hataha. Then these four words will get panchami vibhakti in addition to tritiya vibhakti. Okay, so this is another one which is not given in this Karaka book. Okay, so with this we complete the panchami vibhakti. Any questions?
Kshamita Modi, I can't understand this. It's Vrukshasya Antikena Gauhu Asti. Here this Antikena is Tritiya. Any Hetu is there? If we translate in Telugu, Vrukshama Valana Gauhu Asti Atla unda. Ela adi teeskolam.
So here
Vrukshasya Antikena. Why that Antikena should be there?
So basically this is 1 second. 2.3.35. So in this sutra, hetu is not a requirement. Only the sutra, what it says is when the words dura and antika and other words which are similar in meaning to these two words are used, then they will get dvitiya vibhakti or tritiya vibhakti or panchami vibhakti. Here hetu is not there in these sutras.
Hetu is not hetu. Reason for this.
Hetu is not a requirement here. The word need not be.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. If we translate in Telugu, it is somewhat meaningless.
Hetu was in the earlier example that we discussed.
Okay.
Vibhasha gunestriyam, for that sutra, hetu is a requirement. But here, this is the kevalam upapada vibhakti. This we can call it simply as upapada. Why? Because when the Dura and Antika Shabdas are used, yeah, that's Shabda, the word is being indicated. So this you can say Upapada.
Okay.
Earlier one also is kind of, you cannot say Upapada, it is just a Hetu. So Panchami Vibhakti can be used as a Upapada Panchami. For Hetu also we can use, and for Vibhakti means when you are differentiating one from the other, then you can use, and then as Karaka Panchami. So there are 4 ways you can use Panchami Vibhakti. One is Karaka Vibhakti, Upapada Vibhakti, and for Hetu and Vibhakti. Means when you are differentiating one from the other. Like we saw that example in the last class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Panchami Vibhakti is a very interesting sutra. So basically it is a kind of comparison, but you are differentiating. There are no words like puraha or paraha used, purvaha or paraha used. When purvaha or paraha is used, it becomes again an upapada. There also kind of comparison is made. So Ramaha Lakshmanat purvaha. Okay, Rama is before Lakshmana. It is not exact comparison, but it is a kind of comparison. But whereas Panchami Vibhakti, pure comparison is made. Okay, the people of Pataliputra are much more beautiful than the people of Mathura, something like that. So there a complete pure comparison is being made. Any questions in the Panchami Vibhakti? Anyone? Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll move on to the Saptami Vibhakti. Why? Because this Shashti Vibhakti is very vast. It is very vast. And whatever is given in the book, like in the Panchami, these 2 sutras that we saw, there is a lot of, still we have to gather more information. I gathered to some extent, but I thought, let me take my time and complete it before starting, because they are going back and forth. So unless I completely complete all of the Shashti Vibhakti completely, then if any references to back and forth is made, it will be a lot easier and less confusing. So, so that is why I put it on hold, and we'll move on to the Saptami Vibhakti, which is on page number 53. Okay, we'll do that today. And next week, we'll do the Saptami Vibhakti. Sorry, Shashti Vibhakti. Saptami Vibhakti here, whatever is given simple. This also has some additional, information in other books. I will gather that also for the next week. But today we'll do it from this book. So this is on page number 53 of the Karaka book, Saptami Vibhakti. Karaka Saptami. Karaka Saptami, Upapada Saptami. Cha iti Saptami Dvidha. Adhikarana Sanyam Puraskritya Pravartamanam Saptami Karaka Saptami. Adhikarana Sanyancha Ekenaiva Sutrena Vihita. Yada Adhikarana Sanya Pravritta Bhavati Tada Saptamyadhikarane cha. So Adhikarane Saptami Syat. Chakarat Durantikarthebhyaha. Iti Sutrena Saptami Pravartate. Bahubihi Sutraihi Vartikaihi cha Upapada Saptami Vihita. Karma Pravachaniya Sanyam Puraskritya Saptami tu Ekenaiva Sutrena Vihita. So Saptami Vibhakti is of 2 types. One is Karaka Saptami, Upapada Saptami. So the Karaka Saptami is because of the Adhikarana Sanya. Adhikarana Sanya cha Ekenaiva Sutrena Vihita. There is only one sutra that indicates Adhikarana Sanya. Yada Adhikarana Sanya Pravritta Bhavati Tada Saptamyadhikarane cha. This Saptami in case of Adhikarana Sanya is indicated by this sutra. There is another sutra, in this same sutra, Saptamyadhikarane cha. This also indicates the cha in this sutra indicates that durantikartebhyah. We studied just now in the Panchami Vibhakti that durantikartebhyah dvitiya. In that sutra, saptamyadhikarane cha. Also, this sutra also will give Saptami Vibhakti to the Dura Shabda and Antika Shabda we studied, no? So that is again mentioned here. So the cha Shabda. So Saptami Adhikarane. So when a word gets Adhikarana Sanya, it gets a Saptami Vibhakti. And then the cha is there. This cha indicates the Durantikartebhyah. So that is 35. Durantikartebhyah dvitiya. The sutra number of that is 35. And Saptamyadhikarane cha indicates 36th sutra. So whenever you have sutras following one after the other, and if cha is there, that cha indicates whatever is quoted in the previous sutra that applies here also. Okay. So here the cha is referring to the previous 35th sutra. Durantikardebhyah dvitiya. So that Durantikardebhyah saptami cha. In that sense, we have to take. Okay, so the sutra numbers have a lot of significance. So Panini Maharshi has not only written the sutras, but he arranged them in such a way that such implications can be taken. With just a cha, he included the fact that Dura and Antika Shabdas will also get Saptami Vibhakti. Right? So such preciseness is there in his sutras. Okay. Iti sutrena saptami pravartate. Bahubihi sutraihi vartikaihi cha upapada saptami vihita. For upapada saptami, there are so many sutras and vartikas. In karma pravachaniya sanya also there is one. If you remember when we studied karma pravachaniya, there is only one place where saptami vibhakti was also given to a word which has the karma pravachaniya sanya. Okay, so now coming back to our adhikarana. Balaha kate upavishati, pachakaha sthalyam odanam pachati, tasya pathane ichha asti, tileshu tailam asti. Adharodhikaranam. Kartrakarma dvara tannishta kriyayaha adharaha karakam adhikarana sanyaha syat. So on page number 8 also, when the karakams are defined, this adhikarana karakam has been defined. That is what is written. So you can look at page number 8. So here we have adhikaranaha tridha. Aupashleshikaha adhikarana, vaishayika adhikarana, abhivyapakascha iti. Okay, 3 kinds of adhikaranas are there. The first one is aupashleshikaha. Ekadesha vyapti rupaha adharaha aupashleshikaha. Only in one place. It is not spreading the entire place. Like when you are sitting on a chair, you are sitting on part of a chair. You are not occupying the complete chair, the legs of the chair, the hands of the chair. You are not on all of it. You are only on one part of that chair. That is aupashleshikaha. Sahacha sanyoga mulakaha samavaya mulakaha va bhavati. Ayam adharaha swasya ekadesha vyapti rupaha bhavati. Natu sakalavayava vyapti rupaha. Yatha kate upavishati. Atra kataha upaveshana kriyayaha adharaha. Kintu upaveshana kriya katasya ekadeshe bhavati. Natu kritsne. Kritsna means complete. Natu kritsne kate. Not on the entire kata. Kata is a mat. So when you are sitting on a mat, what happens? Are you occupying every bit of it? No, you are sitting. After you sit, there is some mat left onto the sides and onto the back also, right? You are not completely occupying. That kind of adhikaranam is called aupashleshika. Atra sambandhaha sanyogaha. Ataha ayam aupashleshikaha adharaha. So here sanyoga means some kind of connection or attachment. Okay, like how the branch of a tree is connected to the tree, like how a leaf is connected to a branch. Is it connected to all of the tree? No, that sanyoga is only at one point. So that kind is called sanyogaha. Pachakaha sthalyam odanam pachati. Ityatra tu odanam karma. tan karmanishta kriyayaha adharaha sthali. Okay. Eshaha api aupashleshikaha eva. So this adhikarana can be related to the karta or the karma. Here, when you say balakaha kate upavishati, there the upaveshana kriya is providing the adhara to the karta. Whereas here, pachakaha sthalyam odanam pachati. Here the pachana kriya is happening, but the adhara is happening to the karma padam, sthalyam, not the karma padam, karma sambandita, odanam. In the sthali, what is there? Odanam is there. So for the karma vachaka shabda, the adharam is being provided. The sthali is the adhara, is providing the adhara to odanam, which is the karma padam. So here this adhara can be providing adhara to either the karta or the karma. So here pachakaha sthalyam odanam pachati. Sthalyam, sthali is the adhara for the odana. It is supporting the odana, not the pachakaha. Right? So that is what is saying. So tan karmanishta kriyayaha adharaha sthali. Eshaha api aupashleshikaha eva. So that is aupashleshikaha. So it is ekadesha vyapti rupaha adharaha. It can be providing the adhara either to the karta or the karma. Anantaram vishayatat vishayatadi sambandha mulakaha adharaha vaishayikaha. Okay, vishayatadi sambandha mulakaha. So atra sanyogaha samavayaha va na bhavati. Okay, ataha aupashleshikabhi vyapaka atiriktaha sarvaha api adharaha vaishayikaha iti gneyam. Aupashleshika abhivyapaka atiriktaha. Atiriktaha means not there. Okay, so that which is not aupashleshika and that which is not abhivyapaka can be considered as vaishayika. That which is not aupashleshikaha and that which is not abhivyapaka is considered as vaishayika. Vishayadikaranam we say no. Deshadikaranam vishayadikaranam. So deshadikaranam is aupashleshika, but deshadikaranam again is aupashleshika or abhivyapaka, we can say. And here vaishayika is nothing but vishayadikaranam. Pathane ichha asti. Pathana vishayini ichha ityarthaha. So here pathana is a pathana vishaye. Ichha asti. So that is a vishayam. It is not a deshadikarana or desha or anything. So that is why it is called vaishayikaha. Atra pathanam adharaha. So the ichha, where is that ichha? In the pathana vishaya. So pathana will become the adhara. Sambandha cha vishayata na sanyogaha samavayaha va. Is there any sanyoga or samavaya? Sanyoga means, like I said, a point of contact should be there. Like how a leaf is attached to a branch. Like how a branch is attached to a tree. Like how a person when sitting on the mat is, there is a point of contact. Like that, when pathane ichha asti, is there a point of contact? There is no point of contact. That is why sambandha cha vishayata na sanyogaha samavayaha va. It is not by sanyoga or samavaya. It is vishayata. Idam gneyam. Pakshinaha akashe dayante. Shishyaha gurau vasati. Ityadini vaishayikasya eva udaharanani. Nahi atra sanyogaha samavayah va sambandha. Ataha yatra sanyoga samavaya sambandhau na bhavataha tatra sarvatrapi vaishayikaha adharaha iti nischetavyam. So whenever we have a doubt whether this is a vaishayika sambandha or not, vaishayika adhara or not, look for if there is a sanyoga sambandha or a samavaya sambandha.
What is samavaya?
Samavaya is complete mishranam. Like say for example, in the seeds there will be oil, right? So all of the seed has oil. It's not like one one part of the seed has oil, other part does not have oil. So there the relation between the seed and the oil is samavaya.
Okay, thank you.
So wherever there is either sanyoga means one point of contact or some points of contact, not that complete like how the oil is in a seed. It is not like one point of contact is there. That is sanyoga. Samavaya is
you just have to leave one space.
The relation between the oil and the seed. That complete thing is there. That is samavaya. That which is not either sanyoga or samavaya, you can identify as vaishayika. Okay, whenever we have confusion, that is what we need to see. Now, now say for example, pakshinaha akashe dayante. So how can we identify? Is there a point of contact between the pakshi and the akasha? There is no point of contact. So it is not sanyoga. It is not samavaya. It is not occupying all of the akasha. So we can say confidently that it is vaishayika. Akasha here is a kind of a vishayam. So vaishayika adhara is there. In that sense, we have to look. But whereas vayuhu sarvatra asti, there is there a place of contact for the vayu and the space or the place? There is no one point of contact. So that we can consider as samavaya. Because all of that space is occupied by vayu. There is not one place. So we can consider it as a samavaya. It is not vaishayika. Because here vayu and is occupying all of the space. It is not like one point. So definitely samavaya. So definitely not vaishayika. Like that, whenever there is confusion, we can check this point and decide whether it is vaishayika or not. Sanyoga samavaya mulakaha sakalavaya vyapti rupaha abhivyapakaha. Sakala avayava vyapti rupaha abhivyapakaha. Yatha. So sakala avayavi vyapti. So in all of that parts, it should be there. Then it will we can say that it is abhivyapakaha. Tileshu tailam asti. Atra adharaha tilani. Tilanam sakalavayaveshu tailam asti. In that tila, any seed you take, all of that is occupied with the oil, like a peanut or a sesame seed or something or something. So sambandhascha samavayaha. Ataha ayam abhivyapakaha adharaha. Evam sarvasmin atma asti. Dadhni sarpihi asti ityadini. So sarvasmin atma asti. Now atma is there in everybody. So when we say atma is there in a particular person, is that atma connected only to one part of that person's body? No. So that relation is called a samavaya, because all of that body is occupied with that atma. You cannot say the atma is only in the heart or only in the mind or only somewhere else. It is there throughout. So we say that that is the samavaya sambandha. Similarly, dadhni sarpihi asti. Sarpihi is ghee. Dadhni in the curd. So here the ghee is there in all of it. You cannot say that it is only in this part, right? Like that. So any questions so far? So this is in Karaka Saptami. In Karaka Saptami, we have only one sutra, Adharodhikaranam. That which provides the Adhara will get Adhikarana Sanya. And once it gets Adhikarana Sanya, Saptami Adhikaranecha. By that sutra, it will get Saptami Vibhakti. Okay. And Adhara is of three types. Aupashleshikaha, Vaishayikaha, Abhivyapakaha. Any of these three adharas can be considered as adhikarana, and that adhikarana will get saptami vibhakti. Okay. So we'll move on to upapada saptami. Baleshu adhiyaneshu gataha. Goshu duhyamanasu gataha. So yasya cha bhavane bhavalakshanam. So here, all of you have studied the Pravesha, Parishaya until Kovida, you must have studied, right? So in Kovida, in the Kovida book, all of you have studied Sati Saptami. Sati Saptami, was it in Kovida or was it in Shiksha? I think it is in Shiksha. The third level. In the third level, all of you have studied in the very end Sati Saptami, in the Kshetranta and Shanajanta also, right? Sati Saptami. Now, if you remember the concept of Sati Saptami, what it means is there will be two Kriya Padani. One Kriya will decide when the next Kriya will happen. The first Kriya that happens will decide when the second Kriya will happen. Pitari agacchati, balakaha kridati. So the boy plays, balakaha kridati. When does he play? There is no, we don't know when that action will happen determinantly. Nischayena na janati. When does it happen? When the father comes home. That is the that will indicate when this second action will happen. So pitari agacchati, balakaha kridati. So this first kriya is called jnapaka kriya, because it will make known when the second kriya will happen. The second kriya is called jnapya kriya. Jnapaka kriya, jnapya kriya. So pitari agacchati, when the father comes, that is jnapaka kriya. Jnapya kriya is balakaha kridati. Kridati is the jnapya kriya. This jnapaka kriya will be in Saptami Vibhakti. Will be in Saptami Vibhakti. Why? Normally we use, you can remember it like this. Normally we use the Saptami Vibhakti to indicate time when an action happens, right? Prabhate Suryodayaha Bhavati. So when is it happening? In the morning. That is a kind of time, indication of time. Panchavadane Suryodayaha Bhavati. Panchavadane also is indicating time. Sayankale balakaha kridati. Sayankala is also indicating a kind of time. Not exactly the hours, but a part of the day. So like this, kaladhikaranam we say, we use a Saptami Vibhakti to indicate when a particular action is happening. Here also, when the boy is playing, is being indicated by when the father is coming home. So father coming home is the time when the boy plays. So the father coming home, we can look at it as kaladhikaranam and we can put it in Saptami Vibhakti. Okay, this is only for you to remember why we are using Saptami Vibhakti here. Okay, just as a indicator for you why Saptami Vibhakti is used. So this is used as a, this is called Jnapaka Kriya and it will be in Saptami Vibhakti. It is also called Sati Saptami, Bhavalakshana Saptami, also it is called the same name. Okay, all these mean the same thing. Bhavalakshana Saptami or Sati Saptami. So here, Yasya cha bhavena bhavalakshanam. Yasya kriyaya kriyantaram lakshyate. Tataha Saptami syat. Yasya kriyaya, by which kriya? Kriyantaram, another kriya. Lakshyate is indicated. Tataha Saptami syat. Jnapaka kriyashrayat Saptami iti phalitarthaha. So the Jnapaka kriya will get Saptami Vibhakti. That is what this whole thing means. Atra dve kriye bhavataha. Two kriyas are there. Tayoho ekasyaha kriyayaha kalaha nirjnataha bhavati. Nirjnataha, nischayena jnataha. It is known for sure that this kriya is happening at what time. Ekasyaha kriyayaha kalaha nirjnataha bhavati. Aparasyaha kriyayaha kalaha anirjnataha bhavati. Tayoho nirjnatakala jnapika bhavati. Anirjnatakala jnapya bhavati. So jnapaka kriya, jnapya kriya. Tatra nirjnatakala kriyashrayat saptami bhavati. So the Jnapaka Kriya, which is also called as Nirjnata Kala Kriya, will get to saptami vibhakti. Nirjnata Kala Kriya Ashrayah Karta api bhavati karma api. So pitari agacchati. Here agacchati is the Kriya, Jnapaka Kriya, which is getting saptami vibhakti. Who is the karta of that agacchati? Pita. That also will get saptami. That is why pitari agacchati. Pitru, it is a rikaranta shabda. The saptami vibhakti will be pitari agacchati. Here agacchati appears like latlakarasya prathama purusha ekavachana. No, this is shatranta. Shatranta of the gam dhatu. The saptami vibhakti ekavachana rupam is also gacchati only. For the gam dhatu, gacchati. For with a upasarga, agacchati. So this is not latlakara prathama purusha ekavachana. This is a shatranta saptami vibhakti ekavachana. So all of you, if you are not very sure, you have to go back to your Shiksha books, open the last chapter where the last two chapters where the Sati Saptami is given and go over it once again. Look at the table, the gam dhatoho shatranta pratyayas gacchat will be the pratipadikam, gacchan is the prathama vibhakti ekavachana rupam, gacchan, gaccantau, gaccantaha, like that it will be. That table, if you look, the saptami vibhakti ekavachana is gacchati. Okay, gacchati. Gacchati is also katlakara prathama purusha ekavachana. But don't get confused. This is Sati Saptami, whereas that is the latlakara. Yes, Bhagini?
Just for reference, I wanted to tell you, for anybody, it will help. Bhavan Shabdasya Saptami Ekavachana Rupamapi Bhavati.
Yeah.
So, adi chaala mandiki gurtuntadi, andukane adi gurtu cheyamani.
Correct. So basically the Shatranta form, the Pumlinga Shabda will follow the Bhavan Shabda, the Bhavat Shabdasya. Bhavan is there, no? Bhavan, Bhavantau, Bhavantaha. That same format, this Shatranta form in the Pumlinga Shabda only. It will follow the same form. The Strilinga of Shatranta will follow the Akaranta, Ikaranta Strilinga Shabda it will form. So the gam dhatoho gacchanti e karanta. So like Gauri, gacchanti, gacchantyau, gacchantyah, Gauriyaha, gacchantyah. Like that it will follow the e karanta shabda. The shatranta form for the strilinga will follow the e karanta like Gauri shabda. Okay? Okay. So here basically that first kriya, which indicates when the second kriya happens. That first kriya is called Jnapaka kriya. That kriya will get saptami vibhakti. The karta of that kriya will also get saptami vibhakti. Okay? The karma of that kriya, if it is, if the karma, we'll see an example, then you will understand when that karma will get the saptami vibhakti. So here, yeah, Baleshu Adhiyaneshu Gataha. So Saha Gataha. Saha Gataha. Saha Kada Gataha. Baleshu Adhiyaneshu. When the boys are studying, then he leaves. Okay? Ityatra Adhyayanam Gamanancha iti dve kriye. There are two kriyas, Adhyayanam and Gamanakriya. Kada gataha iti prashne adhiyaneshu baleshu ityuttaram. When the boys are studying, then he goes. Atra adhyayanam api jnatam. Tasya kalaha api jnataha. Tathaiva gamanam jnatam. Kintu tasya kalaha na jnataha. We know that he will leave when the boys will study. When the boys are going to study also we know. But when will he leave? Only when these boys start studying, he can leave. So that kalaha, ataha adhyayana kriyayaha kalaha nirjnataha. The time when this adhyayanam will happen is known. Nirjnataha, nischayena jnataha. गमनक्रियायाः कालः अनिर्ज्ञातः, अतः अनिर्ज्ञातकालगमनक्रिया ज्ञाप्या. Okay, jnapaka jnapya. The second kriya, which is dependent on the first kriya, is called jnapya. Nirjnata kaladhyayana kriya jnapika. Okay. Baleshu adhiyaneshu gataha. Ityatra balaha nirjnata kala jnapaka kriyashrayaha. So the boys studying is certain, is known. The time is also known. So that word will get saptami vibhakti. So adhiyaneshu. It is in saptami. The karta related to the adhyayanam, the bala shabda, also gets the saptami vibhakti. So here the karta, the kartrupadam of the jnapaka kriya also is getting saptami vibhakti. Ataha bala shabdat saptami. Adhiyaneshu ityatra tu baleshu ityasya visheshanatvat saptami. Here visheshana is mentioned. So basically in Visheshana, how do you say this is Visheshana? Again, Visheshana, Visheshya bhavas can be of many types. The dependency. In one way, the dependency is also considered as Visheshana. Like say, for example, Adhyayanam, when does it happen? Only when the boys are there. If the boys are not there, the Adhyayanam will not be there. So this Adhyayanam is dependent on the Bala Pada. So in that sense, adhiyaneshu ityatra tu baleshu ityasya visheshanatvat saptami. So that is another way of looking at it. The visheshana visheshya bhava, whatever vibhakti the visheshya takes, the visheshana also takes. So in that sense, since the adhiyaneshu ityatra tu baleshu ityasya visheshanatvat saptami. Asmin vakye कर्तृगता ज्ञापकक्रिया अध्ययनक्रियायाः आश्रयः बालाः कर्तारः खलु. But I wouldn't worry too much about that visheshana visheshya bhava. Always look at the kriya padam, which is indicating the second kriya to happen. Identify that first kriya, which is making the second kriya happen. That first kriya, jnapaka kriya, put it in saptami vibhakti. The kartrupadam of that kriya will also get saptami vibhakti. Okay, they have a kind of visheshana visheshya bhava, but you just put it aside for now. Okay, that is the first sentence. Goshu duhyamanasu gataha. Ityatra api dohanam gamanancha iti dve kriye. Here also we have two kriyas, dohanam and gamanam. Kada gataha iti prashne duhyamanasu goshu ityuttaram. Atra dohanam jnatam. तस्य कालः अपि ज्ञातः, गमनं ज्ञातं, तस्य कालः न ज्ञातः, अतः दोहनक्रियायाः कालः निर्ज्ञातः, गमनक्रियायाः कालः अनिर्ज्ञातः, अतः अनिर्ज्ञातकालगमनक्रिया ज्ञाप्या, निर्ज्ञातदोहनक्रिया ज्ञापिका, गोषु दुह्यमानासु गतः. इत्यत्र गावः निर्ज्ञातकालज्ञापकक्रियाश्रयः. Okay, gavaha nirjnata jnapaka kriyashrayaha. So the cows are being milked. They are being milked. So here the gavaha is the karma padam. Right? So, but here dukhyamanasu goshu. So I told you earlier, the karma padam also will get saptami. So this is an example for that. Here, when the cows are milked, that is when he will go. When the cows are milked. So here, who is milking the cow is not important. When the cows are milked. So here the cows, which are the karma padam, are still used to indicate the second action. So here karta really doesn't have a role here. Right? So in the jnapaka kriya, the jnapaka kriya, sometimes the kartrupadam can be associated with the jnapaka kriya, sometimes the karma padam can be associated with the jnapaka kriya. If the kartrupadam is directly associated, then the kartrupadam also will be in saptami. If the karma padam is associated with the jnapaka kriya, the karma padam will get saptami vibhakti. So depending on that. ityasya visheshanatvat saptami. So here that is why the visheshana visheshya bhavam is also kind of discussed. Why, if you simply say the kartrupadam of the first kriya will get saptami vibhakti, not always the karta can be linked. Sometimes, like in this example, the karma pada will take priority because the cows, when the cows are milked, so here the cows is important. If we simply go with the kartrupadam will get saptami, then a mistake can happen here. The visheshana visheshya bhava, why is it explained? The visheshana is always dependent on the visheshya. Without a visheshya, visheshana does not exist, right? So here, how is it taken? The cows are milked. The action of milking happens only when the cows are there. So that visheshana visheshya bhava is between the cows and the milking, not by the karta, by who is milking. Okay, even if a person is there to milk, if the cows are not there, the action of milking does not happen. So the action of milking is more dependent on the cows. So there is a visheshana visheshya bhava. So you always can look at that also. So whenever there is the jnapaka kriya, that jnapaka kriya is dependent on which attribute, the karta or the karma. We can look like that. Then decide the visheshana visheshya bhava is between the karta and the kriya or the karma and the kriya. If it is between the karta and the kriya, the karta also will get saptami. If it is between the karma and the kriya, the karma padam also will get saptami. So that is why the visheshana visheshya bhava is mentioned. Asmin vakye jnapaka kriya karmagata. See, the jnapaka kriya is dependent on the karma, karmagata. Dohana kriyayaha karma bhutaha gavaha nanu. Why? Because in the dohana kriya, the gavaha are the karma padam. So for that reason, the gavaha shabda will get saptami, even though it is the karma padam. So it is not only with the kartrupadam, sometimes it can be associated with the karma padam. So either the kartrupadam or the karma padam with what the kriya padam is associated will get saptami vibhakti. Adhiti vyakarane. Ktasyen vishayasya karmani upasankyanam. This is a vartikam. In pratyayantaha yaha kta pratyayantaha tasya karmani saptami syat ityartaha. So this is a vartikam basically. What is it saying? If there is a in pratyayam, यः क्त प्रत्ययान्तः तस्य कर्मणि सप्तमी स्यात् अधीति व्याकरणे. So here kt pratyayanta is adhitaha, and that is getting the in pratyaya. So adhiti it has become. Adhiti is the in pratyaya of the tadhitanta, which indicates a person who is studying. So adhiti means a person who is studying. Like dehi, he who has the deham, means atma. Ragi, he who has the raga. Tyagi, he who has that tyaga bhava. Okay, like that. So the tadhita word is that. So adhiti, he who studies. Vyakarane. Normally, saha vyakaranam adhite. That is how the sentence structure will be. So vyakaranam is the karma padam here. Saha vyakaranam adhyayanam karoti adhite. So adhitam anena iti vigrahe tadhittah in pratyayah adhita in bhavati. Atah adhiti iti in pratyayantah ktha pratyayantah. This is a ktha pratyaya to which an in pratyaya is added to get the tadhitta adhiti. So adhitavan, what it means is adhitavan, he who studies. Kim adhitavan iti jignasayam vyakaranam karmatvena anveti. What is he studying? Vyakaranam. So here the vyakarana shabda is actually the karma padam here, but it is getting saptami. Ataha dvitiyayaha praptau saptami vidhiyate. By this vartika, karmani upasankyanam, the word which normally should have gotten the karma padam will get Saptami as per this Vartikam when the Sa Pratyayasya in Pratyayam. So when the Tadhita word is used along with this, then the Karma Padam, normally which should have been the Karma Padam, will get Saptami Vibhakti. Vyakarana Karmakadhyayana Karta ityartaha. Vyakarana Karmakadhyayana Karta. Okay, so Vyakarana Karmaka Adhyayana Karta. So where the Vyakarana is the Karma Karakam and Adhyayanam is the Kartru Karakam, that word will get in that sense. In that sense, the Vyakarana will get the Saptami Vibhakti. So with that, we have completed the Saptami Vibhakti that is given in our Karaka book. Any questions in the Upapada Saptami? Upapada Saptami, basically what we have seen, Bhavalakshana Saptami we saw. And then this one, this Vartika. So only two we have seen as per the book of the Samskrita Bharati Karaka book. There are a few other things which I will gather for next week. We'll discuss those and then move on to the Shashti Vibhakti.
Mahoday, so only for in Pratyaya usage, this Saptami will happen, is it?
Yes. As per this book, I have to still explore. There is so much more out there. I will see if there is anything else related to this Vartika. If any additional applications are there or exceptions are there, I will have to check. But for today, I'm just looking at this book, what is given in this book. So when I was just simply browsing, I found so much more, but I have to, look into it, more before I say something. So any other questions so far in this Saptami Vibhakti? So mostly what will be given in the Pravesha, Parishaya and all, what we normally need is given. Again, even after coming to the Karaka book also, a little bit more is, with the Sutradhara, whatever we have already learned is provided here with Sutradhara, and again a few extra things are added. But still, this Karaka book is not complete. There is still so much more that we have seen, right? So there is still so much more, but whatever related maximum I have covered. There might be still a few sutra here and there, which is very rarely used, that I might not have included with all our Vibhaktis. Because this itself is a lot for us to work on. So I thought if it is very rarely used, don't even worry about it right now. So that is how I'm going. Whatever is, we commonly have a question. We see that application somewhere, we have a question. Why is it like this? Such kind of things, whatever sutras are related to such kind of example sentences, I have included. So if there are no questions, we'll stop here for today and we'll continue in the next class.
ఇందులో సతీ సప్తమిలో ఉండే రెండు పదాల్లో ఒకటి ఉపపదం అవుతుందండి?
ఒకటి
ఉపపదం అవుతుందా?
ఉపపదం అంటే ఉపపదం అవ్వదు. Literally, really speaking, it is not upapada because there is no one word, right? But I don't know why they listed it under upapada saptami. Bhavalakshana saptami. Or it is indicating when the second action will happen. So there are two kriyas. In that way we can take. So Bhavalakshana Saptami will not happen when there are no two kriyas. So since two kriyas are there, the first one is getting Sati Saptami. Inka atla ankuni, that is the only way we can see the second kriya is dependent on the first kriya. So because of the second kriya, the first kriya is getting Sati Saptami. Like that, but it is far-fetched explanation. You don't have to worry about if it is a upapada saptami or not. you can look at Bhavalakshana Saptami as Bhavalakshana Saptami only. Jnapaka Kriya, Jnapya Kriya. Jnapaka Kriya is the first Kriya that will happen and result in the second Kriya to happen. And Jnapaka Kriya will always be in Saptami Vibhakti. Sometimes the Kartrupadam is associated with the Kriya, or sometimes the Karma Padam is associated. So you look at that Visheshana Visheshya Bhava, that dependency. So the Kriya is dependent on the Karta or the Karma. Based on that, the Karta or Karma will get the Saptami also.
No.
So, yeah. Okay. Alivelu Bagini.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। धन्यवाद भगिनी, नमस्कारः। सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः, नमस्कारः।
धन्यवाद महोदय।
सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद भगिनी।